This tutorial is a complete roundup of all the ways to use markers in Final Cut Pro, from the basic principles to the advanced uses. At the end of this tutorial, you will see the most useful shortcuts, and as a bonus, I'll show you how to jump between markers in the timeline. Timestamps on how to use markers are in the descriptions below. First of all, let's have a look at how to use markers from a basic point of view. If you select the playhead in your timeline and you press the M key, you will get a marker on that clip. If it's an audio clip, you will get a separate marker. Let's go back to this video clip here. When your timeline is on a marker, by pressing the M key again, it will open up the dialog as to what you can call that marker. Incidentally, when you press an M and create a marker, if you press the M key immediately following, then it opens up that marker for you as well. You can have that marker as just a blue marker, and that's a reminder to come back to that little location before. You can have a to-do marker, which will give you a red marker as a reminder, and then when you've completed that to-do, you can come back to it and select completed here, and it turns into a green marker to show that you've completed that action. And finally, let's create another marker here. Press the M key twice and click the button on the end here, and this is a chapter marker, and you can see it comes up and says chapter there. Incidentally, for those that are not aware, the little round symbol here represents the actual frame that the chapter marker will use as a thumbnail. So you can move that to a different position. Nothing will show up here in the viewer, but when that chapter marker shows in either QuickTime or if you're creating a DVD, then this frame will show as the thumbnail. When a marker is created, you can press the Done key to remove this dialog, or you can press the Delete key to delete the marker. As well as deleting markers, you can also remove them, and you can remove them in various different ways. We've got two markers here in this selection. If we come up to the marker here, we can see that we can remove markers in that selection. So the two markers have now gone. Put those back again. And this will also work with the range tool. So if you select the range tool and take that over several clips and then come up to the delete markers and selection, then those three markers have gone even though they're in separate clips. Finally, if you want to remove the markers in your whole project, then Command A will select the whole project. And then if you come up to remove markers or delete markers and selection, it will take them out of the whole project. Now, how do you access markers? Well, easiest way to access them is in the index. And if we select the index here, and you can see at the bottom here, this shows to-do markers. So if we click this one here, it will take us to that to-do marker. If we want to look at standard markers, then you'd click this little tag here, and these are the standard markers here. And coming over to the right-hand side, if you click this one, it shows the chapter markers. So when you click on this one, it will take you to the chapter markers. And a tip for those of you who are using Final Cut to create YouTube videos, I use the chapter marker to store my numbers for the timestamps that I put in the video, so that your viewers can then jump directly to a particular part of the video, and this could very well encourage them to save your videos on YouTube and keep them for future reference. If we right-click over a marker, so take the playhead to the marker and right-click on that marker, then you can do some actions with that marker. You can cut it out. You can paste it back in another location by simply pressing Command V, or you could go to the edit menu and simply paste. Right-clicking again on a marker, you can copy it to another location. You can modify it, which will open up that dialog again for you. Right-clicking on it, you can create a to-do marker directly or a chapter marker directly or delete it directly. You can nudge markers. Now, to nudge a marker in the timeline, select the marker and select the control key and the full stop or the period key, and you'll see that we're moving the marker one frame to the right. If we press the comma key with the control down, we're moving one marker to the left. Now, this works differently in an audio clip. If we select this audio clip here and we press the same control key and the period or full stop, you'll not notice any changes because it's actually happening at a subframe level. So if we really zoom into that now and press the control key and the period, you can see it's moving one subframe to the left, one subframe to the right, and you're not noticing any changes in the video because the subframes are within that video frame. The shortcuts for the various markers are under Markers in the menu bar, and you'll see them listed here on the right-hand side of the commands. And finally, as I promised, there is a shortcut that will let you jump between markers that's not listed in the marker selection, and that is the control key and the semicolon. That will move you one marker to the left, and the control key and the apostrophe will move you one marker to the right. Previous marker, next marker. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please like, subscribe, and press the bell.